Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So this video is going to be kind of one part mindset training and one part velocity banking. And I've called it life after velocity banking. And the reason I talk about this is because I feel like there's a lot of you out there who don't believe you're ever going to get out of debt, right? Seems like to be the norm where a lot of you are watching videos, which is fantastic, learning about the strategy. Yet when I talk to you on just like a one-on-one intro call, and I asked, here's 2,000 bucks for this educational program that's lifetime, and not only, in addition to velocity banking, you can learn how to buy real estate at a discount, learn to invest with your retirement account, learn about tax and legal and do all that. And one of the things I realized when, again, I'm a little bit new to just kind of meeting the demographic who needs velocity banking. But one of the things that I've come to realize just doing one on one Zoom calls is that most people don't ever think they'll get out of debt, right? It's like they love the strategy, but at the same time, there's like a component where they don't have the self confidence to believe that they can actually execute the strategy for whatever reason. Even though I've made many, many videos about how simple it is because it's your entire paycheck into the line of credit and then it expenses out. But this is what I want to really talk about is that there is going to be a life after velocity banking. What I mean by that is all your debts are going to be paid off, and then what? Right? What's going to happen once all your debts are paid off? Because here's the thing: we might think that we're here right now, and again, I know a lot of you are not making 10 grand a month after tax, but let's just assume, just play with me here. If you're making money and you have only $355 in expenses after the month, right? You might be here, and I see opportunity here, right? But there are people out there who are even in this situation and they know what velocity banking is and they know the strategy plan and they are too afraid and they act like they're never going to get out of debt. And it's really, I don't want to say depressing because it's not really depressing at all. It's just more like I'm not sure what's going on. I'm more confused than anything because there is going to be a life after velocity banking. I almost promise you that, right? I don't guarantee anything, but I almost promise you there's going to be a life after velocity banking because this strategy is meant to get you out of debt. And then once you're out of debt, what do? Right? What are you going to do? But here's the thing: I've done this so many times, and maybe this is why I'm so confident in the strategy because I'm actually applying my own life too. And listen, I'm just going to do another demonstration for you to follow with me to see how easy it is, right? Just use these same numbers and same scenario, okay? So quickly, let's review what is velocity banking. All it is a debt payoff strategy using the lines of credit as your main tool. And you assume two things, same income, zero savings. And here's where you'd freak out. Oh my goodness, I only have $355 of savings left over. Now I'm going to go to zero. Are you insane? Yes, because we're going to pay off these debts using lines of credit as our main tool, right? And here's the other part that I'm really surprised about is that I'm essentially offering you the equivalent of driving lessons when it comes to real estate, right? You ever notice that a lot of people, so it's crazy, right? A lot of people only ask for help once they've metaphorically crashed the financial car or made bad real estate choices, right? And a lot of people, the average American is very cocky. I'm gonna tell you that. And it kind of reminds me of something I heard about how from a speaker, like a motivational speaker, where it's like, oh, every man thinks they know how to do two things. They think they know how to pick up chicks, and they think they know how to get into a fight, right? And your average American is kind of like that, but with real estate. They think if they just buy any old property, well, that's the way to go, right? And if you take a look at this, how many homeowners regret buying and what percentage? Let's see what this says. 93% of home buyers have regrets over their purchase. 93%. So when I'm offering you to basically not crash your financial car, and not learn it. It's kind of like me begging you, please learn this before you actually drive your car, before you actually purchase your home. And nobody really taking that offer. I know what I have to do, which is essentially raise my prices, right? But it's not what I want to do. But back to my point. So we're going to do velocity banking. We're going to pay off debt, okay? Let's assume we have a $200,000 line of credit available. And I know some of you complain, who has that available? And this is why it's important to get educated and learn these things before you actually start doing it, because I have over $258,000 in lines of credit available to me right now, right? But you're making 10 grand of income and you don't have a $200,000 line of credit available, it makes you scratch your head, okay? But there's also saying that banks don't lend you money when you need it. So remember that. So let's assume that we have a line of credit available. And again, I always use these same examples over and over again because there's only a very few limited examples. You have some credit cards, probably got a mortgage, auto loan, student loan, maybe you got those dumb buy now, pay later loans. But the whole point of this exercise is to increase our cash flow without making more money, right? So what if we simply transferred our debt, all of our debt, right? Just simply transfer it. And how much debt do we have here? All these 10 credit cards. We have 167,000 of credit card debt, right? So if we just simply debt transfer this, guess what? All these go to zero, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, right? And let's take a look at our expenses. Our expenses magically went from $9,600 to $422.98 without doing anything. And if you don't know how I calculate these credit card payments, just go to bankrate.com, right? Bankrate.com. So let's go here. Bankrate minimum credit card calculator. We'll say CC calculator. Okay? And then you just go in here, and all you got to do is put in the balance and the percentage rate, right? So if it's 5,000, 30%, you can get the payment. So let's put in 5,000 right here, 30%, and you see that payment of 175 right there. Okay, 175. That's how you get it. That's how you know these numbers are kind of accurate. I mean, they depend on each lender, but you can still get semi-accurate numbers. And then what we're going to do, okay, final step is get that cash flow. Because what you're going to do is put your entire paycheck into the line of credit, expenses out, and then after every single month, the balance is going to go down by about $5,700 plus the interest. Okay? That's all it is. Now let's see how easy that is, okay? Because this is the part that people don't believe in. And I know that people study this day and night and watch the videos because I look at the YouTube analytics. Let me go to YouTube analytics here of YouTube Studio. And I'm going to go to analytics. And you can tell that people are watching these videos like a hawk, right? But even though they're watching these videos like a hawk, they don't believe in themselves. And that is the saddest thing that, I've kind of come to realize. Take a look at this. 19,000, we're almost at 20,000 hours of watch time for these videos. But let me just finish the demonstration right here. So let me go here, which is month 0. You add the previous month plus 1 to get the next month. And then to get the next month's balance, it's the previous month's balance plus the previous month's interest minus our cash flow number, which is 5701.35. And then you calculate the interest because the interest is based on the average daily balance, right? The average of these two numbers multiplied by the interest rate, which is 0.1, divided by 12. And all we do is just simply repeat the process, paycheck in, expenses out, paycheck in, expenses out. And we just copy and paste the formulas until we see this right here, the red. And you can see in 34 months, we paid it all off. 34 months. So what's 34 divided by 12? 2.83 years. So 2.8 years, 167K paid off. Now here's what I want to emphasize. That 2 years is going to go really quick. That 2 years is going to be really quick. So the thing that you were freaking out about, which is $167,000 of credit card debt, and that credit card debt ate up your cash flow, ain't going to It ain't gonna matter anymore. And now after 2.8 years has passed, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy more real estate? Are you gonna pay off your home? Are you going to maybe start your own online marketing business, right? Because again, if when you're at this stage, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's so much that you can do, right? Because what are you going to do once you have all that debt paid off? Velocity banking is not the end game. It's actually maybe step two, right? Step one is make some income. Step two is learn how to manage your cash flow and debt. And step three is probably just grow your wealth, right? And so here's the thing, I'm going to grow my wealth using real estate, right? Or that's one avenue, and also online marketing. Okay, so I think I got two little avenues there. But what are we going to do now? So at this stage, do you want to buy another real estate property? Like real, is it do you combine those, or do you want to buy more properties? Do you want to get a rental? Because that's what I'm doing right now. But let's just do this. Let's assume that we got ourselves a nice little rental. Okay, so we have a velocity banking calculator provided by Renatus right here, which I'm a student of, and I'm also an independent contracted marketer, meaning I make commission off of reselling their products. But let's say we got a $300,000 house for $200,000, right? And again, one of the things that we always emphasize is we got to buy properties at a discount, right? So we don't want to buy a $300,000 house for $300,000 because with real estate, you can actually create wealth out of thin air. Okay? But let's just assume that we got this $200,000 house for $300,000, and maybe it's a, I don't know, 8% interest rate, because investment properties have higher interest rates than your personal home mortgage for 30 years. And let's take a look at what that loan amortization payment would be. So go to calculator.net, loan amortization, right? And then just do for 30 years, whoopsie, 30 years at 8%. And then, so this would be 1467.53. 1467.53. And let's say we do a $10,000, we'll just say $15,000 chunk amount to that line of credit for 10%, and then move that $10,000 income into it, okay, plus this amount. But let me just kind of show you what will happen if you actually get it as a rental house. So this will be 4298.65. 4298.65. Now, again, if this is a rental house, that means, and let's say we're making $2,000 a month, we got to add this to our income, right? So this is going to be plus 2,000 times, we'll assume that 70% of that $2,000 a month rent is actually the net income, so we multiply by 0.7. And now we see that if we do velocity banking on a rental house, we could have a paid off home in 2.6 years, right? So here, I think a lot of us are thinking way too much here at this stage, even though we know the strategy, right? We know the strategy, we know we can apply it, and for some reason, a lot of us still don't have faith in it. I don't know why. It's really weird. Like, I hear this, the what's it called? The hesitation in so many people's voices. Like, they want to do it, but then they don't have the courage to do it. But here's the thing, right? I guess I'm a little bit different from other people because, like, I can just do things and speak my mind, and people can hate me, and I don't really care. And I actually did velocity banking when it wasn't cool on the internet, and it was really funny because even in 2017, I saw videos with millions of views, and I thought, oh my goodness, I missed a gravy train of teaching velocity banking. But I realized we need even more than ever because people are more broke, right? They're broken broker. I don't know if that's even a word. But my point is, okay, that I just don't want you to think that you're going to stay here forever and this is not possible. Because this is possible, right? 2.8 years is going to go by really fast. And if you've ever seen any of the other videos, all the debts are paid off, including the mortgage, in about 5 to 7 years, right? So 5 to 7 years, you're completely debt free. And I just showed you if you had a rental property in here, in this scenario, you paid off in 2.6. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. It's just it's insane. But yeah, so there is a life after velocity banking. So my question is, what do you want to do about it? Do you believe there is or there is not? Because there's so many things that we can learn as we're paying off debt and after we pay off debt. And I feel like that a lot of people I've talked to don't believe in themselves. But that's something that's more personal and that you got to do. And listen, I'm always your cheerleader, right? I always want the best for you. In fact, here's what I want for you. I want you to inspire me to be my best. Because sometimes, I'll be honest, I get a little bit, I don't want to say depressed, but I feel like sometimes there's no reason to kind of wake up in the morning. And I'm not saying that in a negative tone, just because the competition to help me be my best isn't there. And if you ever read any books, like the most basic book on economics, they basically said that competition, that the people are out there actually make you better, right? They actually do. And that's why I want you to be your best, even for me, so that we can learn and grow together. All right, well, so this is just a quick, I don't want to say rant, but just a quick, no, diatribe's not the right word. Just a reminder that there is a life after velocity banking and you're all going to be okay. Right? I guess maybe reminder is the best word. Okay, well, right now it's really late, a little bit past 12:26 a.m. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. And hey, I probably will do a better velocity banking demonstration tomorrow. All right, so if you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Other than that, have a great day, and I'm going to make some preparations to put up a paywall by the end of what month is it? Are we in April? Holy, we are in April. After the month of April, just because I need to spend less time doing this YouTube channel and get more properties. Okay? All right, well, have a great day, everybody, and we will speak next time.